This morning, mounting questions about Elon Musk's role in the Trump administration.
He's a great guy. He's a patriot. He wants to see the country straightened out.
As the president's billionaire ally heads to the Pentagon today, NBC News learning from 3 U.S. defense officials that Musk will be at the military's headquarters for a meeting and briefing on topics including China. The New York Times reporting overnight that Musk would be briefed on the U.S. military's plan for any war that might break out with China, citing 2 U.S. officials. President Trump, Musk, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth have all denied that report, the president saying China won't be mentioned. The Tesla CEO has taken on an expanding role within the administration, sitting in on cabinet meetings and addressing reporters from the Oval Office.
Because there's a lot of regulations that don't ultimately serve the public good.
His Department of Government Efficiency has slashed the federal workforce, but some Republicans have faced backlash at town halls, including a contentious meeting this week in Wyoming. Republican Harriet Hageman pushing back.
It's so bizarre to me how obsessed you are with federal government.
The president sees it as fulfilling a campaign promise, and his push to scale back the government is intensifying. Yesterday, signing an order pledging to dismantle the Department of Education.
We're going to shut it down.
Only Congress can abolish a federal agency, the White House acknowledging some parts of the department will remain, including student loans and Pell Grants. Conservatives have long argued that shutting down the department would give states more power over education.
They want education to come back to them.
Still, teachers and education workers have protested.
It's going to end up adversely affecting students in this country, across the entire country. Red states, blue states, doesn't matter.
Back to Elon Musk, Attorney General Pam Bondi just announced federal charges against 3 people nationwide accused of using Molotov cocktails to set fire to Tesla cars and charging stations. The attack's part of a growing movement to target Tesla as a form of protest against Musk. Overnight, the president saying that anyone caught sabotaging Teslas could get up to 20 years in jail. Greg?
Gabe Gutierrez from the White House. Gabe, thank you.
Okay, let's get more perspective on the president's moves, Elon Musk, and the power struggles they have all sparked from Kristen Welker, moderator of Meet the Press. Kristen, good morning. Let's start with this move by Musk to go to the Pentagon this morning. Despite what some may have thought about his sort of waning influence with the president and maybe the president's tolerance about that, it appears it's only growing.
Well, Laura, you're absolutely right. And it is just extraordinary that someone who has billions of dollars in contracts with the U.S. government would have a meeting at the Pentagon. Watchdog groups say any type of meeting is a potential conflict of interest. And here's the issue for Elon Musk, Laura, that we're really watching for. While most Americans do support these DOGE cuts, this trimming of the federal government, he is widely unpopular. Let me just remind you of his latest numbers. In our latest NBC News polling, 51% have a negative view of him. 39% have a positive view of him. President Trump watches these numbers closely. We know that, Laura. If these numbers continue to drop, could that start to create an issue for him at the White House? We'll have to see. But right now, all eyes will be on that meeting at the Pentagon, Laura.
Kristen, let's talk about your conversation with Senator Schumer on Sunday on Meet the Press. I know you sat down with the Democratic leader. What is he saying about the future of that party? What's he saying about who's actually leading the Democrats right now?
He says the Democrats have lots of leaders right now, Craig, and there's mounting pressure on him to step down after he cleared the way for that Republican funding bill to keep the government open. He's defiant. He told me he's not going anywhere, has no plans to step down. But it does come as you have other people stepping into the leadership space. Senator Bernie Sanders, for example, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez have been traveling the country, holding rallies, warning of what they call an oligarchy emerging in this country, really trying to take that space. Look, a lot of Democrats say this is a time for a new playbook and therefore new leaders. And right now, the big takeaway, this is a party in search of a leader, Craig.
All right, Kristen, certainly a lot to cover. You, of course, are going to have the very latest from Washington this weekend, including that exclusive conversation with the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer Sunday on Meet the Press.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.